this video, I'm going to give you an example of how 3 Bamboo web parts can be used to do things in SharePoint that you can't do in SharePoint out of the box. The subject of the video involves tasks. In a typical SharePoint portal, there's usually lots of different sites, maybe a site for each department. And usually there's a lot of tasks lists also. In my example here on my main site, you'll see that there's a tasks list. If I click to go to that task list, you'll see that there's a few tasks here. Some of them are assigned to me. I can click to go to the engineering site, and we'll see a different site, but it also has tasks, and some of those tasks are assigned to me. So the problem becomes, how do I keep track of all these tasks on all these different sites? I could subscribe to SharePoint alerts and I would get notified when a task is created and assigned to me. I'll also get notified if that task is changed, but chances are, if I'm doing my work, it will be me who's making the change. So the problem is, how do I remember when they're all due? In SharePoint, that's a hard thing to manage out of the box. So with Bamboo, we have 3 web parts that I want to talk to you about that can help and provide a solution to this challenge. And those web parts are our list rollup, our data viewer, and our alert plus. I've used these web parts on a page I call My Active Tasks. Behind the scenes of this page, I've created a list rollup that aggregates tasks from all the tasks lists in the portal. And in fact, that aggregation is filtered. So it will only show things assigned to the logged in user, so I used a filter of me, and it will only show active tasks. So when I log in and I look at this page, I see my tasks, but when my colleagues log in, they'll see their tasks. So it's the same page, but it shows different things to different users. That's important. The other thing that's important about this rollup is that I've configured it for auto discovery. And what that means is, if the marketing team or the engineering team or somebody in the organization creates a new task list tomorrow, the list rollup will automatically discover the tasks from that list as well, and they will be included in the display on this page. So with the list rollup, I can aggregate these tasks from all over the portal and show them on this one central page. Next is our data viewer. I'm displaying that aggregated or that rolled up list of tasks in our data viewer web part. There's a couple of reasons I like to do that. One is the conditional formatting. So you can see 2 tasks on my list have red bold dates, and that's a visual clue to me that those are overdue tasks. They were due in the past. So those are probably the ones that I should pay attention to first. The second thing about the data viewer that I like to use on this page is the inline edit feature. So I can click on the edit icon on the left hand side, and it's going to open up a quick edit form right there in the list. So when I'm done this task, I can just come in and update the data and click update. It's a quick form. It only shows me the columns that I'm displaying in the list, and so I don't have to click on the task name link and wait for the SharePoint form to load. It makes it really easy to update these tasks. I also have an alternative edit method. A lot of people in your organization, maybe they prefer the datasheet mode in SharePoint out of the box, and in the data viewer you have a datasheet mode as well. So if you prefer editing things that way, or sometimes when you have a lot of things to update, it's easier to use datasheet mode, you can do that. So here I can come in and mark that task as complete as well, and maybe mark this one as in progress. So with the datasheet mode, you'll notice that as I edit cells, each one gets a little red triangle in the upper left-hand corner. That's the visual clue to me to remember which ones that I've changed during this editing session. And when I click Apply Your Changes, those changes will be applied, and the red triangles will go away. When I'm ready to go back to the standard view, I just click Show in Standard View. Data Viewer has other features as well. I can sort the list, I can filter the list, I can group the list if I want to, I can adjust the columns, display additional columns if I want to, export the display to Excel. But mainly for the My Active Tasks view, the reason I use it is for the conditional formatting and the quick edit features. The last web part in this solution is our Alert Plus web part, and it's running behind the scenes also. And what it's doing is sending me reminder alerts. So let me show you an example of some of those alerts. In my Outlook inbox, you'll see that here's a reminder we can take a look at. It's coming from the Alert Plus web part, and it's reminding me that one or more tasks assigned to me is due in 4 days, and it gives me a hyperlink to that task. So with the Alert Plus, what I'm able to do is send reminder emails. And when it comes to tasks, those are very important because I usually want to be reminded, number one, if tasks are overdue, so I can come in and update the status. Usually I don't forget to do the work. What I more typically forget to do is come in and update SharePoint. So if that information can be pushed to me via email, I have a better chance of keeping things updated on time. The other reminder that I like is the one that I just showed you, is a reminder of things coming due. So sending out reminder emails are something you can't do with SharePoint alerts because they're triggered when data changes. With Bamboo Alert Plus alerts, we can send reminders. So this is our Alert Plus. Let me show you how this particular alert is configured. It's configured, this one is, the task is overdue, so we're looking at the due date is less than today, and the status is not equal to completed. We build the criteria this way using the criteria builder, or you can write CAML if you want to. We specify the recipient, and then we also specify the mail format. In the mail format, I can use tokens from the alert item, so I can include a lot of information in that email. So a quick look at that email will tell me exactly what I need to know, and if I have to go into SharePoint to update things, I have a hyperlink to go to that item. So that's the Alert Plus. So again, just to recap, My Active Tasks is a great example of how we use just 3 Bamboo web parts to overcome a significant challenge in SharePoint of how do you manage all the tasks that people assign to you across the portal. The solution is use our list rollup to aggregate the tasks using auto discovery and filtering for the logged in user. Display that aggregated list of tasks on a central page with our Data Viewer web part, so it will highlight the overdue tasks and give you easy ways to edit. And then finally hook up the Alert Plus to that aggregated list so that we can send reminder emails to remind you when things are coming due and when they're overdue.